This is a Bowley's farm first. Take a closer look. Notice something? The sunglasses have made a reappearance. They're back on my head. There is optimism in the air. So we all know what that means. I can stop moaning and start mowing. That could be a catchphrase. So the weatherman is telling us we've got a dry day today, a dry day tomorrow, and then it's gonna start and get a bit hit and miss. So I'm kind of hoping if we can get like 20, 30, maybe even 40 acres down today, and then get it picked up tomorrow, that'd be some pretty good going. It would still leave us 60 acres to do, but it would be a start. It would be a start. Set the height, maybe about there. PTO, 1000 PTO, let's go. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What do we have here? Balloon number 17. It says forever in our hearts. It's probably gonna be forever in a cow's stomach if I leave it in there. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks we've been lacking latex, but yeah, I found that one a bit faster than I was hoping I would. Some of you will also be pleased to know that I've got back out the world's original GPS system. So let's go set her up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13, 14. We'll go there somewhere. Put the post on. Right. Now some of you might remember this field. This field is the herbal ley that I drilled in the spring where I got it a bit wrong and I put double the amount of seed on the field than I should have done. Not my fault, I'm still blaming the label on the bag. However, it's interesting how it's turned out because it is so dense. I'll get out and I'll show you, but it's just, it looks like you could walk across the top of it. Yeah, come on, look at this. It's mental. Look how thick it is. All this clover in here as well, it's insane. So we've got some plantain there. We've got red and white clover. We've got some vetches here. There's also a load of grass in the bottom of it. So if you look in there, you can just see all the grasses too. And funny enough, over that side there was a muck heap and we spread it before we drilled this. And where the muck heap is, obviously there's more available nitrogen and there's less clover and loads more grass, which is kind of interesting. But you can just see how thick it is. I mean, it's not tall, kind of, what, nearly knee height at the best, but in our thick. Oh, and excuse the state of the tractor. We literally took it straight off the shredder to put it on the mower. Now, part of the reason why I've been getting so stressed about getting this stuff mowed is because with all that clover and vetches and whatever else in there, this is gonna be like rocket fuel for young stock. And one thing we've got loads of this year is we've got loads of dry cow food, but we haven't got tons of young stock food yet. And that's why I was kind of getting my knickers in a twist over the last few weeks about getting the mower into some of this. The positive is though, I guess, that we are now getting some done. And even if we don't get it all done now, we're making progress, and progress is good. Right, so I've moved into the next field. As you can see, I'm getting across it fair way now. This is still like super thick, and what I'm finding mental is there's about as much grass on here as there was on the other one, despite the fact that was drilled at twice the rate. The only difference is the stubble on here is not so thick. So if you look down there, obviously there's a bit more sort of gappiness. In the other field, it's like a carpet, like it is just wall-to-wall grass. So it's mad that this has more space to grow, and therefore the plants have kind of done better individually. But the other one, there's like more grass that's germinated, but because there's more competition, it hasn't done so well. Bloody interesting, really, because that was drilled at about 20 kilograms to the acre, accidentally, and this was done at 10. Should get this done now tonight, which will be a good job done. That'll be 40 acres down. Then I think we're going to watch the weather and see what it says, because if I think we can mow more, we'll try and get a bit more done. If we could get another 20 acres down, that would be absolutely amazing. Like, we would be golden then. With it being new seeds though, I want to get it all mowed. I don't really want to have to graze it, because I just think if it's wet and we graze it, we could end up with problems, and we're gonna have to keep them problems then for 4 or 5 years. So we could just, yeah, we could do without the mess. We don't need the mess. One thing that has occurred to me though is if we do get this all baled up and then it comes wet, I'm not quite sure how we're going to get it out of the field, but I do think I'll feel a lot better if the only job we've got to do is take the bale from the field and put it in the yard, than if we've got to mow it, bale it, and then get it out of the field. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Anyway, for now, I'm going to plough on and get this mowed. Well, I'm going to mow on and get it mowed. And then I will see you guys in the morning when we've made a decision as whether we're going to do more mowing or whether we're going to just stop and get it baled. See you then. We're back, and look, she lives. You might remember we had to have that casting done last week. Well, here we go. See this silver piece just there? That was what the problem was. Now, it used to be square, and now this is kind of like a new shape, new design. And the annoying thing is, this dump valve here used to come straight out the back like these ones, but on the new casting, because it's not square, it comes out the bottom. And if you put a straight piece on, you can't get it on. If you put a 90 piece on, it comes up here and it fills full of rubbish. So you gotta have a 45 and kind of angle it a bit so you don't get it caught in the top link. I mean, who thought of that as a better design? It's not better, that's way worse. Oh, and the other thing, $2,000, and they couldn't even paint it green. How tight are they? So we managed to get 40 acres of grass down, which is great news. It's forecast to rain tomorrow, so we're gonna get it all rode up and baled today. It's still kind of green, which is actually, for young stock, is quite nice. It'll be some really good stuff. It'll be like rocket fuel. Look at all that clover in there. So much on it. I was expecting it to wilt down and not have a huge amount left, but it's still got a fair chew on it, so that's good. And the other thing to note, because we shortened that PTO shaft the other day, look, I can have my 6.410 on it. It's the first time. This is a Bowley's Farm first. 6.410 on the rake, and I am excited because I love this tractor. It is just the best tractor ever made, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of people who will likely disagree with me on the fact that this is the best tractor ever made, but they'll be wrong, because it is. It's a great tractor. Definitely the best series ever made. The 10 series were just amazing. 6.410, 6.910, 7.810, 7.710, amazing tractors. Then they made the 20 series, which are, the 20 series are all right, they're good to middling. 30 series are okay. R series, forget about it. John Deere should have actually stopped making tractors when they did the 10 series. They should have just made the 10 series forever. That would have made so much more sense. If you're wondering where Dad is just putting the baler on the 6.6. I've took the 6.6 off the hedge cutter, he's putting the baler on that. The wrapper is on the 125 because we've got the Tanko on it. So I'm gonna rake and get in front of Dad. I'm gonna rake, get in front of Dad. Dad's gonna bail behind me, and then I'm gonna pack this away when I'm done and go and get on the wrapper and chase up behind Dad. As long as obviously nothing is wrong. That's the plan. So we've kind of got everything crossed that we have a bit of plain sailing, because the last thing I want to be doing is fire brigading because it's gonna rain. Well, I'm starting to like this October silage thing. Check them out. My word. When we looked at this silage and we kind of walked through it, we knew it was pretty dense but not overly high. And Dad and I thought, you know, if we could get 250, maybe 300 bales from all 100 acres, we'd be Gucci, like we'd be in the money. So far, I don't know how many he's done, but in the 9 acre, he did 60 bales. So we're like 6.5-ish bales to the acre. That's some going. Right, I'm gonna take this beauty back. I love that rig. I'm gonna take that back, drop her off in the yard, grab the wrapper and start and chase up behind him, because I reckon we'll be 300 bales or thereabouts by the time we've done here. So I'm not gonna be very early done. Now I'm trying to work out whether 6 rolls are going to be enough. I've got barely anything on there, so pretty much 6 rolls. I could take an extra couple. If I'm thinking, am I thinking right? 1 does about 30, so we've got 60, 120, 180. Yeah, we're going to need more wrap. I'm going to have to take some with me. Dad's not finished baling yet, so I'm not 100% sure how many we're going to have, but there's 10 rolls there, so that should be enough for about 300. I've got to fill her up with diesel, and then I've got to go home and do some fatherly duties, by which point I should think we'll know how many bales we've got. I can never find the key. Aha! That's the one. Anyone else just love the smell of diesel? Oh, it's great, isn't it? Oh my God, I'll have grown hair by the time this is done. Oh, finally. I am back. Little man is in bed. It is now dark. It's a Saturday night. And to be quite honest, I want to get done. And Dad has come up with the bright idea of putting the other wrapper back on the 6410. So we're going to run 2 wrappers. You know when you get big arable farmers and they run 2 combines and everyone's like, mate, he runs 2 combines. We run 2 wrappers. That's a livestock version of 2 combines. So all in all, we shouldn't be too long getting done, especially when that thing's kicking out the bales it can do. And I'm going to tweak it and see how many I can get in an hour again. I reckon we can improve, get it warm and get a few more. There is, in total, 278 bales, which, considering when we thought 250 off of the whole 100 acres would be a nice little extra, when you've done 40 acres and got 278, we ain't doing too shabby, are we? Dad's keen as mustard. He's already left the yard. And actually, he should be pretty good on that tractor, because if you remember not last year, the year before, we put some UTV LED lights on the 6410 for doing a feed and that in the dark in the winter. So that thing has got some cracking lights on it too. The 125 has just naturally got loads of lights on it. So we should be pretty good at getting this wrapping done in the dark. Oh, and if you're wondering, I've come well armed, as I do with any nighttime farming event, with a muffin and a pint of tea. Let's have it. that is the silaging baled. Not all of it, obviously, only the 40 acres. But I do feel a lot better knowing that we've got that 40 acres safe. I'm not sure now where we're gonna get it out of the field, but we'll wait and hopefully we'll get some dry weather and we can do it. Also, very fortunate, my media mod on my GoPro broke and I need that to be able to use the microphone. It broke, but I only lost one video because of no sound, which is very, very lucky because I could have done the whole video and just never been able to use any of it. So I need to order a new media mod. They break like nobody's business and they're not cheap too. Anyway, I am so thankful to have my 6.410 back, and if you haven't noticed, I am top to toe in TorraMór because it is raining again. So we're back on with just odds and sods jobs. Whatever you get up to this weekend, have a good one, look after yourselves, and I'll see you in a bit. Ta-da! Hey, if you haven't seen it already, why not check out this video, or you can subscribe by clicking on that logo. Alternatively, head to www.bodysfarm.com where you can read more about the farm, check out some blog posts, or treat yourself to some of the amazing clothing that we wear here every single day. Cheers!